It's okay. All right. Let's bring you right down. Let's get right into the show. There we go, little girl. There we go. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. All right. Oh, let's go to YouTube. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And we're live. Look it. We're live right there. Mute it. Hello. Oh. Boom. Yep. There you are right there. All right, little girl. There's your little bone. There you go. Want to chew on that for a minute? While we get people in the room? There you go. Oh, big yawn. All right. I'm back from Sacramento. Back in my studio. Whoa. What's going on with Facebook? Hang on. The camera is way off on Facebook. Give me a minute. Let's bring it back over here. There we go. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Let's crack a beer. This beer was ow, my knee. Oh, I lowered the table and just nailed my knee. All right, little girl, why don't you just take a little rest, okay? You've been a monster all day. Yeah, went to Sacramento today. Came back, day started at like 4:45. I got mixed emotions about the whole Sacramento Fish and Game Board Commission. It is, I'll just wait for some more people to get in here, but it is truly just a gong show. They're just pushing their agenda. They don't care. They don't care about anything but pushing their agenda. They'll look at you, and then they'll put their eyes down when you start talking to them. They do. And then they come back, and it's like you never even talked to them. And to me, it is pure... I live this. I live in California. I can't deny what is going on here. I am not feeling good about tomorrow's decision. I can read their body languages. They are here to take our fish away from us. I don't know why. I don't know why these people are anti-Americans. They're nice people. I will give them that. When I talk to them, they just put their heads down. And then I'll go back to my seat, and then they'll start talking like it didn't even make sense. And this is, how you feeling? I'm feeling great. I just came back from Sacramento, though, from a Fish and Game Board meeting, and you gotta understand, they just want to take away all of our fish, all of our fun. If you want to have fun here in California, they don't want you to. That's the truth, by the way their laws are. Now, everything's changed, and I let them know. Here's what I let them know. Cheers, everybody. I'll send you 1K if you send me my name. I'll send you 1K if you say my name. Mr. Robinson, or Mrs. Robinson. Back in my day, that was a cool movie. Devlin Robinson. You don't have to send me 1K, I'm fine. But I will say, it was like talking. I don't know. Well, here's the cool thing. The cool thing is I didn't take my camper. My truck brakes went out yesterday afternoon. I didn't have time to get it repaired. My buddy's coming to fix them Saturday, something like that. And so there wouldn't have been any parking in Sacramento. There's street people everywhere when you're walking there. So, I mean, the staff was saying that people are feeling threatened, that's why they don't come to the meetings. Stop with the bullshit. They had so many game wardens in there that are trained killers with their guns. Is that a real scorpion or fake? There's no scorpions here. These are lobsters. These are all lobsters, California spiny lobsters. Nothing's fake here. I grabbed each and every one of these, and if I didn't grab them, they're for clients that sent them to me, and I took the meat out and turned them into sausages, lobster sausages. We call them sea dogs. Oh, there you go, little girl. And this is definitely not a scorpion. This is an English bulldog. This is our third one. We have two other ones, and then my brother-in-law dropped off his two huge dogs for the week. He's going to Costa Rica. So now we have both his dogs, I think, are 160 pounds each plus. They're just those big bull mastiffs. Sweet, a lot of drool outside. I have 2.5 acres, so we'll watch them. She likes to play with them, but she likes to bite, and they're young dogs, so thank you. They're young dogs, so I think they'll be okay. Hey, thank you. That's nice. That's all I really want. Yeah, and if you enjoy this kind of content, right now I'm tired, man. I got up at 4:45. I drove to Sacramento from my house, which is about a 2.5 hour drive. Listened to some nonsense. Nice people, though. Listen, I mean, and I'm not talking about the board members. I'm talking about the wardens that were there. I'm talking about the people in the crowd that talked to me. Some guy was into falconry. Falconry? And I said, man, I watch a guy that catches falcons and then raises them to go hunt for him, or rabbits or something. I used to watch this guy, and he goes, oh, and then he explained to me what falconry was, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little different than what I was watching, but yeah, I just, like I said, it was, I'm exhausted. It's sad to see California at this juncture. Either you think one way or you think the other. Now I know 85% of us think this way. So you got the 15% that are in charge in California making our decisions, and they gotta put out their agenda. I don't know why we had to learn about Japanese history. I mean, it's a good thing, if that's your thing. But why at the Fish and Game Board meeting? Right? I mean, and then as soon as I started talking to that lady, she just put her head down. They always just put their heads down. And then as soon as I sit back down, they start whispering to each other. And then they just keep on with their agenda. Like they're robots. They don't stop. What's up, Jason, JC? Great speech because you're setting up the speech for tomorrow for Tijuana and the sewage that's spilling in there. When you said that, as soon as I heard your name come up, I'm like, all right, this guy called in. And I thought more people would call in. I know tomorrow's a bigger day. Today, there was nothing to do with salt water today, but there was, because we got to talk about the abalone, which is something I'm really into. They took it away, and they're not going to give it back. He said he wanted 10 more studies. As soon as you look at the guy, he puts his head down and then puts it back up as soon as I sit down and goes on with his agenda. They're not going to open up pockets, even though I did a video of it. The only way we can turn this thing around is if Californians are sick of not having fire hydrants at work, not having a staff that cares about our country. Gavin Newsom doesn't. I explained that today. He's left the building. He's still in charge. He put these people in charge, and they are not doing one thing, not one thing that he doesn't want them to do. Those game wardens up there with all the brass, the 4 stars, listen, he had to He has to think a certain way. He also has to enforce laws, but when they're enforcing laws where people get caught in an MPA that probably didn't even know they were in an MPA, and that's what you want to brag about, that's not cool. Yeah, I know we signed our license saying we know what the rules are when we sign it, but they change them at midnight on a dime. So how do you keep up with that? Number one. Number two, we're in California. You have to have a driver's license to get a hunting license or a fishing license, but you don't have to vote. That's our democracy. And if that doesn't make you go, wait a second, what is wrong here? As nice as those people were, I'm not saying they weren't nice. They're like they're robots. They're robots. They're pushing the agenda that doesn't work, and everybody knows it, but they won't stop. They won't stop with their agenda until they're voted out. Now, I know we can't vote them out because they've been hand-plucked there by Gavin Newsom. So Gavin Newsom's term's up, and we have to. We cannot go with Camilla. Come on, guys. We just watched that buffoonery. But we got people like this that want their jobs. They have no money coming in. When I told Eric that, he shook his head yes. He knows. There's no money for studies. There's no money for anybody. They're cutting their staff by 160, I think they said. Let's be honest, it's going to even be more than that. Trump's not going to give them federal money. This is how Gavin Newsom is trying to sue because China. He wants China. Gavin Newsom's so embedded and up China's butt crack, it's pathetic. And my show's not even supposed to be about politics. My show's about me going out and shooting fish in the head and turning their skin into leather and shoes. I gotta get back to that. Because this is dropping my ratings like nothing else. I just gotta go have fun in life. I gotta just have fun until you can't have fun here in California anymore. Tomorrow's a big day in Sacramento. I didn't know today was... I'm glad I went today. I learned the system. I learned how you go up, and there's very helpful people, and they thanked me for talking like that. Then they got in trouble because they let me talk because I didn't fill out the card beforehand, but then I heard the gibberish coming out of Melissa's mouth about the Japanese. And is there a place for that? Sure there is, Melissa. In the History Museum that you were trying to promote in your town. But don't do that. Don't take up all our time at the meeting for Fish and Game. Has nothing to do with that. Unless you're going to tie in that Orientals really overtake populations of fish. It's true. Tell you what, if I have an Asian on my boat, I got 5 game wardens that will stop us, and they won't stop us out there. They'll make us go in, and they'll have people on the docks that stop everybody. That's how it works. Nothing against the Asians either. Good night. It is 1:30 in my country. It is 1:30 in my country. I'm live every night, 5:30 p.m. to. What part of the? I mean, you might have already left. What part of the world are you in? It is 1:30. Like at 1:30 maybe? Nah, okay. I'm trying to figure out stuff. Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, I don't mind it. I thrive off that kind of stuff. But when I know that no matter what we say, they don't care. And that's sad. We the people. California doesn't believe we the people. California believes Gavin Newsom and whatever he wants. He's embedded his people everywhere. And the only way to get rid of them is to suck them dry through federal money. And that's what Trump's doing. And I live here, so that means I'm screwed again. Doesn't make me, I don't care. I'm going to go out and have fun. But I don't know why our gas, we get the gas here, everybody. We get the gas here. And when I said, Eric, stop with your agenda, because you just, fossil fuels is what he said last time. You can't say fossil fuels and then just get rid of the EPA in California. You just can't. I don't care who you are. So I'm debating. Going back tomorrow, doing another 6-hour drive round trip, or just hanging out with you guys, which is fun for me. Calling in, taking my scuba tanks in the morning, and going down and shooting a halibut or two in the head. I need to reset my brain. I'm not the normal Brent. I mean, it's stupid. I can see why people do not go to these meetings, because it's, you look at the board and they all just want to push their goddamn, the earth is falling apart and you're the problem because you didn't wear a mask, you didn't get your proper shots, you didn't listen to us, you killed all of our grandma and grandpas type of attitude. And they all are just a pack. They just, anything they say, oh, they start clapping when somebody, I don't know how much they spent on those films that they showed us. I'll tell you what, I guarantee our taxpayer money, whoever made them, because they're a Democrat, A, their social media gets pumped through, B, they probably paid them over 150 grand for those videos. They were all propaganda videos. I mean, might as well make me watch Acid Rain like I did in high school. Red Asphalt was a good one when we were doing driver's ed. I don't know if they still have that for the kiddos. Red Asphalt, yeah. So tomorrow's a big decision. They got the sand bass. They're not going to listen to anything. Jason, you did a great job. And I heard Bill say that he on Dave's show today that he was you set the tone is what you did. So whatever tomorrow they're going to have, the problem is I wish they would have been there today. I'd like to stare down those people. But they're going to have all the special interests that have a ton of money behind them, or they did. Now there's no funding anymore. And for some reason they want to take, they don't say they want to, they tell you to your face. It's the most craziest thing. They'll shake your hand, they'll look you in the face, they'll agree with you, bob their head, and then as you turn around, they all take out their daggers and just slowly slice you up. And if you get violent with them, which I have, not them, but in the past, I just would get violent with people. Then you got court cost, you got jail time. If you have businesses, it affects your businesses. Your insurance goes up. Oh no. I'm going to go clear my head tomorrow. I already made a decision. I'm going to go diving. Fuck it. I can't. I just can't handle buffoonery. And if I knew me going there made a difference, I know it made a difference to people in the crowd because they came up to me. But if I knew it made a difference with the people that are making the decision, and it doesn't, they have their agenda. They don't want to hear about sea lions. They want to talk about the salmon being depleted because it makes sense if they say it's getting depleted because the earth is freezing or the earth is over full or the earth is whatever agenda they have. The salmon are being eaten left and right by these sea lions. A bull sea lion eats 30 to 60 pounds a day. And we have millions of them right here on the Central Coast. They've taken over all of the docks in San Francisco, all the docks in Moss Landing, all the docks and beaches in Monterey. They're biting children down in in LA. It's kind of a real shame. And this isn't my jam. My jam is to have fun. My jam is to go out and... I really thought maybe I would love to bring abalone back in a little area, in a pocket. You saw the video, hundreds on one dive, all lined up. Those were all legal abalone. And me and my buddies used to go up there and get 3 each. Bring them back, everybody. There was like 6 of us, 8 of us. Rent this beautiful $1 million house. When we walked down to the beach, we'd have notes on our cars. I have them somewhere, one of them hanging up somewhere. And they would be the rich people that own the houses that sit up on the bluffs and call the wardens. Oh my God, they're out there, they're raping the ocean. Wardens would sit up there with their glasses, with their binoculars. I would come up, I'd flip them off. Then when we got to the beach, they would run down and make sure all of our tags are right. They even had abalone sniffing dogs. They had checkpoints coming out of when you go up to Merced area. Not Merced, up, sorry. Not Merced, God damn. Fort Bragg, Sea Ranch, Mendocino. And then people would go up there. This is the greatest thing about abalone diving is people would go up there and camp for the weekend and bring their kids. They would be outdoors. They would let them, dads would take their kids out when it was calm and teach them how to go get abalone sustainably. I've watched it. I didn't sleep in a tent. I brought my camper. I'm a purist. And that's the sad thing is that's been erased. Those towns have been gutted by our own government in California. They're lying to you when they say there's no abalone. I don't know. Everywhere I've dove, even at the Channel Islands, and if there's no abalone and it's so bad, why would they reintroduce? They're going to reintroduce otters down south. See, this is the thing that I don't get. You got the healthy population coming back, the greens, the pinks, the blacks, all on the Channel Islands in huge numbers. I've seen it with my own eyes. I have video of it. I'm going to send some to Dave after my show. And this same board wants to throw otters back down there. They're reintroducing wolves. What do you think a wolf's going to do? It's going to kill anything and everything. It's what they're programmed to do. Sometimes they kill just to have fun to kill. And then they use their personal army, the wardens, to back up what they're doing. And if you don't go along with that program, oh, they investigate you. I've been there. Stupid. I might be there again. I don't know. I should have came home. Here's what I should have done. I should have came home. I got home by 1:30. I couldn't take it in there anymore. It was just buffoonery. Plus, they weren't talking about anything saltwater after abalone, so I'm like, they were going to do falcons. My new friend up there that was a falcon dude. I was going to hang around and listen to his speech. But I just couldn't handle it anymore. I mean, I was looking at the nonsense, and I told them they know. They know. Listen, the thing is, I didn't tell them a secret. They know the California sea lion is wreaking havoc all the way up to Alaska. The whole West Coast. I don't know what it's like on the East Coast. We got great whites that don't even migrate anymore. Why do they have to migrate? Their food stays right here. It's in abundance. Yeah, the only time you had to worry about whites, seeing a white, is in July when they're migrating for the elephant seals and their pups, and then in November. Now they're here all the time. And I'm up in Sacramento when I could be out filming a great white underwater trying to take my goddamn halibut. That's my jam. I looked at that warden today, the chief warden. I said, your boys told me I could stand my ground. That's true. Gloves are off. I'm not showing stuff. I don't give a fuck. I shoot a fish. Anything tries taking it from me, I'm not going to go up to it. But you want to fight? Fuck around and find out, motherfuckers. Because that's going to get me so much views. Because it's an emotion. Everybody's going to be mad that I'm messing with the ocean. All these hippies here. Or I don't even know what to call them. They're not even hippies. Hippies at least fought for something that was good for the country. In their brains. I'm glad I didn't bring Deckhand Dolly. I'm glad I didn't bring my camper. It's a godsend. My brakes went out the day before. There was no place. I parked in an underground garage. It wouldn't have been able to have my truck. I paid $24. It was like $12 an hour or $10 an hour. It's absurd. It would have been an $80 day if I would have just sat there. Just in parking fees. It doesn't make sense. Homeless everywhere. I could have got a free breakfast this morning. They were lined up right in front. Just a big line of them. So that program's not dead here in California. Then you got people calling in, or the commissioner lady saying people don't feel safe coming in because of people like me. It's hogwash. It's mind-blowing, just absurdity. I'm getting hot. I think I'm getting hot and bothered is what I'm getting. It's mind-blowing absurdity. And it's not healthy for me. This is not healthy for me. I want to leave a stamp on life. I want my kids. I want people's kids to be able to enjoy this in the future. You keep voting that way, that's not going to happen, and there's nothing Grandpa Brent can do about it. All I could do is, you know what? It's halibut season. I'm messing around on it wasn't great viz today, but it's not brown. You can see 10 feet. That's all you need. Now I gotta find the halibut. I'm gonna go find him. Fuck it. This weekend I'm gonna, well, I gotta fix my truck. Well, TJ's gonna fix my truck. I'm gonna hand him tools. Pretend like I know what I'm talking about. And then we're gonna go diving. Saturday looks good. We've got 2 to 3 foot swell. And then Sunday it picks up to 7 to 8 because that storm's coming up from the south. Matt, Jason, Lisa, Dave, Bob, John. We have a text group. And I'm just tired, I think. A lot of driving, but a lot of thinking. I overthink things. See, when I'm driving, I don't want to have to think. I just want to think about my next adventure. While I was driving, I was glad I didn't bring my camper. No place to park, and it would have been ripped off. Dolly probably would have been stolen out of it. So, I don't know what this is. Hang on. I'm hoping it's not a flea. No, it's not a flea because I just tore it in half. It's a bug though. Matt, thank you. Jason, thank you. Jason, hearing you call in, and you're very factual. You know, when I'm watching your videos, it's very factual. I hope you catch on. Long form's very hard for people to catch on, though. You have to. I've done it for 20. How I know that is I've done it for 25 years. But I know you're not doing it for anybody but yourself, which is super healthy. But the thing is, if you keep at it, for me, editing after I go diving is the greatest thing. Because you never know what you're going to see at the bottom of the ocean. You're going to see one of those electric rays. You can fuck around with it. Yeah, I am. Has it almost killed me 3 times? Yeah. Has it had sex with my shark shield? Yeah. Do I have it on video? Yeah. And we're going to find out tomorrow. Tomorrow is not doom and gloom because whatever they decide, we just got to kick them out of California. It'll be very easy if we all band together. And with Trump putting the federal funding strain on California, it's not going to be a sanctuary state anymore, that's for sure. And with it not being a sanctuary state, it's definitely not going to be no voter ID anymore. And that means he got recalled and he would have lost. I'm talking about Gavin Newsom. He planted all these people and tells them their jobs depend on him. He's making a run for presidency. And he's such a snake, he's getting rid of all of his values of... He still believes in them. They're still in place in California. Matt, thank you. I watched my video of me. I got to get more polished with my speaking. I do. Because my brain was racing so quick. I had so many... Here's the problem. Is my next speech was just going to be on Melissa. It was just going to be to Melissa about Black History Month. I already had it planned out. And whatever she just played for us about the Japanese internment camps. Good for the Japanese and get the word out there that we were terrible. All right. We're also slave owners. Okay, that was bad. We also stood up and fought for people's rights. It was the Democrats that that owned slaves, that fought to keep slaves. This isn't anymore about Republican or Democrat. They got us brainwashed one way or another. It's not brainwashed. There's 85% of us that aren't brainwashed, and there's 15% that are. And I live right here where all 15% is, it seems like. Past my neighbor's house, banned assault rifles, follow the science, and we follow the science, and they're not using science, and they're like, that's because of Trump. Trump won't let them do science. You had 4 years on your own with Congress and everything, and you blew it. Biden gave some kind of speech. Who's letting this guy out of his bedroom at this point? Like, he didn't even know to wait till the song was done before he started talking. And that's who everybody on this board wanted for president. And then when he was seniorly sick, they would say, no, 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 no. He even came to my hometown here. Should halibut stink? No, Tom. Oh, no. My buddy in San Diego. No, Tom. Shit, I gotta call him after my show. I mean, they're slimy. I don't know what he's talking about. The meat. Probably got one right by that Tijuana River. Compliments the brewery. So tomorrow, I will decide at 4:45 what I'm going to do. My brain is telling me, honestly, I got to go diving. I got to clear my head. I got to reset my soul. The other part of me, I had a really good time up there today with the people in the crowd. The people help. Listen, they make it very accessible. It's not like it's hidden. They have people outside that they pay to guide you in, tell you where to go, tell you how to sign up. That part was easy. Going live on here, if you hit the button, do not hit it again. I don't care if the screen goes blank. That'll hang up and you'll be out of the queue. I think there was some problems today. I really do. I don't believe 4 people just called in. I mean, Dave said he called in, but he said he put your saltwater guide. Listen, I'm not a conspiracy person. I guess I am. Hang on, I gotta take that back. I'm an American that just wants America to succeed. I want Americans to be number one. And if that's so wrong, I'm sorry. You want to live in another country? Go to that country. You want to be Rosie O'Donnell and go to Ireland? Do you know what kind of racism goes on there? Whites on whites? They hate each other. They blow each other up. I did watch Justin today while I was driving. I was glad he was on. That helped my brain. But then I'm like, why am I not out there? I should be out on the ocean dominating right now. This is what I'm good at. Making stupid little shorts. I have probably 80 videos that I pulled down because I got monetized on, what am I on, YouTube? And I had strike after strike against me because I put 2 middle fingers up back in the day. So I'm going to make a 15-minute video and I'm going to say they let me use their music and copyright, copyright, copyright. I got to really get back into that. I'll still do my live for an hour. I love this. It's good therapy for me. It's going to be good as soon as halibuts start popping off. Listen, we had the ridiculous brown come in. What I mean by brown is that guy. I'm telling you, Matt. So I was focused on Melissa, and then they let him talk, and I'm like, I had a speech for her. They even, listen, I broke the rules. They let me break it. The guy at the desk, super nice. I don't know what side he's on, but he said I can, if I bring in videos beforehand and submit them, they'll let me know if they can play them. So the abalone, it's part of my 3 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever they're going to give me. But if I can have that playing when you guys can watch, and then I can come in after that and say, hey, Eric, you were wrong. Listen, I don't know how to give speeches. I just know how to yell. I know how to look at people, and I know how to get rid of nonsense. It's just worked for me my whole life. This is me being politically correct and trying to be nice to people that have no right to be nice to. They want to take our country away from us. They want to take the fun. They want to take these fish. It's all an agenda so China can have the fish to sell back to us. Trust me on that. China wanted everybody to go to electric batteries, lithium batteries. Matter of fact, Gavin Newsom, remember? All of our boats, all of our cars by 2036 had to be no gas cars here. Not even the old ones. And now he's saying, oh, we need gas. Oh, that was wrong. EPA's down. And when I say the EPA down, when I told Eric that, I saw him sink into his chair. That made me feel good. Because last time he talked about abalone, he had to throw in the fossil fuel. So I knew he wanted that agenda in there. He wanted all the old people that were watching, that were mad at him, to let them know that, hey, he's got you. Because we're saving the environment by the fossil fuels. They're ruining the environment. That's what his agenda was. You can't have it both ways, my boy Eric. You can't yell about fossil fuels and then have your best friend Gavin Newsom get rid of the EPA. Matter of fact, a lot of my friends I've talked to, I talk to anybody. I don't care if they're a libtard or not. And they were so high on the horse, and now they're deflated and they're confused because where did the EPA go in California? We were going to stand strong. We were going to show the rest of the United States how cool we were. Beavers. Okay, so my brain was racing. I didn't know what to talk about. I knew I had to get to Melissa. I only had 3 minutes. I knew I was illegally talking because I got a lecture afterwards from my boy that let me do it. He goes, just next time, they said you can't, there's a cutoff date. Time. I get rules. I listen, I'll follow rules. Maybe. I mean, I said, listen, I was sitting there and I wasn't even going to talk. But I needed to talk to Melissa because in February, she talked about Black History Month after we decided we weren't going to do Black History Month as a nation. It pits people against each other. I don't care where you stand on different races. I don't care. I honestly don't. I have every flavor in my family. And the black I have in my family is East Oakland. She's a mother, my sister-in-law. Those kids are more afraid of her than their own dad, and their dad's a badass. And I was derailed in my thought because I don't have a brain that can compartmentalize what Dickhead was saying over there that needed coffee. You're right. I wanted to give him a coffee enema or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Just shut the fuck up. He was sitting next to Eric. I wanted to attack Eric, but I couldn't. I had to focus on this guy. I think I got my point across to Eric. Oh, Justin's here. Great show today, buddy. Thank you. I needed it on my drive. And they played the thing about beavers. And they're trying to make all these animals seem so beautiful, right? A beaver's a goddamn nuisance. But what I wanted to go up and say, hey, why don't we train these beavers to stop the 70% of fresh water that flows into the ocean? We have to get all of our water from Colorado River. We don't have to. Our water would be so inexpensive if we built a dam. Oh no, that would hurt the smelt. Remember the smelt? Smelts aren't even on their list anymore. I would have loved to see that. I didn't see him get boarded. Was it live? What's up, little thumper? So, I learned today that I got to get back out and I got to get my brain adjusted. I'm not defeated. It was almost like when we voted, and I remember Justin said, okay, it was too big to rig, which was great. But if it wasn't too big to rig, guess what? We'd be still in a fight right now. And thank God it was too big to rig, and they couldn't say anything more. And that's what we need in California. We need a whole reform. This is a beautiful state. It has a lot of resources. Here's the cool thing about tariffs. They're not going to get any of our fresh food without paying huge, huge money for it. Mom and pop fish shops are going to come back. You're going to have to buy real, fresh, organic fish, caught daily by Americans. So no matter what in that aspect, you gotta love that part of it. No matter what these doofuses up on the board are saying and trying to drill down, they're throwing a Hail Mary. This is it. Will they take the sand bass away? God only knows. I believe so. Is it the end of sand bass? Absolutely not. Reform. Trump will put so much tariff. If he's doing his job, I don't know. Listen, politicians are all crooked. It's money. Our best bet is with Trump, absolutely. And I blew it today. When I came home, I went to work. I had about 3 hours of work on my accounts, and then I came home, and I should have just grabbed my scuba gear. It's right there. I should have just went down and did a beach dive, cleared my head. I don't care if I see a fish or not. I always find something down there. It's either electric ray, a stingray, a sand shark, a guitar fish, a halibut. They're there. I just gotta find them. Strange watching it, right? I mean, it's strange when you actually watch the dysfunction. And instead of it just being a story and you're like, yeah, but what are we going to do about it? And then you watch it and they're all giving each other high fives. When I'm talking, they put their heads down. If I'm talking to the person, they look up and then their shoulders go down. What effect does that have on them? Oh, 10 seconds later, they're talking with their buddies about global warming. Something to do with the Japanese. Part of our history. Can't go back. You know they attacked us first. But I guess we forget that. Our grandpas died because of it. Guess we forget that. Just like 9/11. Now it's cool in our country to attack the Jews. I'm not for the Jews either. I'm not against them. I'm married to one. She didn't know she was a Jew. She did that DNA test. The family thought they were Irish. You're right, man. I lost my mother-in-law, my uncle. I've lost about my brother. I probably lost 8 people that I've held their hands when they've taken their last breath on cancer. That's fucked up. Knowing there probably could be a cure. The cold, nobody should have to suffer through a cold. Who was all there to talk? And he represents from the fishing community, lawyers, fishermen. Justin, I don't know the people you guys know. Dave told me to go sit by some dude. He said he's one of us. I already left the building. I couldn't handle. I was good. Honestly, after watching the whole beaver thing and having them talk about reintroducing a grizzly bear, reintroduce wolves, these people are fucking insane. Reintroduce otters. They just got the population back after years and years at the Channel Islands. Now it's flourishing. Now they want to bring back the otters that destroyed them. That's why they got rid of the otters. And they didn't just bring them up here. They killed them. Be honest with yourselves. And for some reason, we live in a country where Trump's running things. 85% of us think this way. And we got 15% that are dug their heels in. And man, they were pushing down every agenda they can. You know why? They're going to start losing jobs one after another. They can't afford it. When I told that to Eric, he knows. The special interest, doesn't matter what they say. He can't do anything. Sure, he can throw down an MPA here or there and take away a fish here and there. It's all going to come back to us, guys. It is. And that's where I went wrong today, is my brain doesn't adjust. So as soon as I saw the beaver thing, I started forgetting about Melissa. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to fucking attack this guy. And then I get up there, and I still had to make the point with doofus Eric. I definitely had to make it a point to talk to Melissa. And then I needed to talk to the guy that needed a coffee or whatever you think he needed. I think cocaine would have been a little bit better, or meth. And I blew it in my brain. I know I didn't blow it. It's the best I could do, but I could have said, hey, take some of those beavers and make a dam so we can have our water that goes out. You're worried about the smelt. Gavin Newsom's only agenda is to give everything to China. Same with Nancy Pelosi. That's not bullshit. It's the truth. He's turning himself into a different person, and he's going to take all these people on the board right here, if he does win, and give them jobs federally. You guys better be worried about Gavin Newsom. I don't care if you say, oh, he got caught doing this and da-da-da, nobody's going to support him. My mom won't even support him, and she's a dingbat Democrat. He's a snake, and he's good at it. He's got the second show on podcast right now. Because podcast and social media's driven by emotion, negative or positive, I don't care. The more negative, the more you rise up in power. Oh, Justin, yeah, you would have. Luckily, you were out on the water. I should have been out on the water instead of this. It's just insane. These guys are doing a Hail Mary to prove global warming environment. They're doubling down on it. They had people, and all you have to do is what I said. EPA is gone. How could the EPA be gone if you're really into the environment? Boy, that made Eric sink down in this chair. Give me fucking talk about fossil fuel. That's what got rid of the urchins. Not the urchins, the abalone. Shut up. Say you were a diver. He didn't say one time today he was a diver. You put a real diver in front of a person that has it's that fake honor or whatever they call that, fake valor. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about diving, Eric. You got a guy that does it 3 to 4 to 5 times a week, sometimes 7 days a week when the halibut are good in July and August. Then you move into October, lobster season. I'm just living on those boats down there, trip after trip. The sea lions they want to talk about salmon and all of this. Shut the fuck up. Do something about the sea lions, and the salmon population will come back like you've never fucking seen before. You'd rather have all the salmon disappear. All species. Just to protect your stupid sea lions. I let him know. I looked at the warden with 4 stars on him and said, captain of my thing said, just please don't show the videos. I'm showing them now. When I've been in a fight 9 times with these sea lions, I have not lost one fight. I will not give up my fish to anybody. Remember, I am a narcissist. Narcissists don't lose. And they don't give up. Tomorrow I will be reset. Will I journey back up there, or will I join you guys live on your chat? That I haven't decided yet. I'm going to go discuss it with the old wife and... Not the old wife. My wife. have some time with the puppies. I missed her today. I missed Oliver. We have two of my brother-in-law's dogs. Are 160 pounds plus each for a week. I'll tell you what, there's going to be no mountain lions by my house right now. These things are born killers. I had to make sure my deer fence is all up to par so they can't get out and hunt things. Dolly loves them. She's like, oh. You guys are like second-class citizens. There they are right there. Listen to that. Those are some big dogs, I'm telling you. I don't know what the poop's going to be like out there, but those are some big dogs out there. Slobber. It's like Turner and Hooch dog, that dog. And then it's a bull mastiff. I don't know what Turner and Hooch was. Maybe it was a bull mastiff too. There you go. Just a little bit more. We got it. Oh, we ended it with the time. All right. Why don't you tell everybody hi? You wake up and say hi to everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh, you just want some loves? You want to go play with your sister? And your brother? You want to go see who's in there? Hey, Dolly. Dolly, you want to eat? Oh, you're so warm. Like I said, it was a blessing today that my camper, my truck broke. My brakes went out on my truck. If I would have had my camper in downtown Sacramento, I mean, it's like every big city. A lot of homeless, a lot of crime. Businesses closed up, graffiti everywhere. If you go to the meeting, it's super nice. Take warm clothes. They have the air conditioner cranked on. I was going to do a wardrobe change and wear a shirt. Yeah, it is, JC. I agree with you. My sister lived there before she got out of California. She couldn't handle anymore. I will say this. It is cool because it's right by this Tahoe and the Sierras. So you can be out of the city and on lakes and rivers and camping in like a half an hour. But Sacramento itself, it's disgusting. And I'm sorry, 916 people, if that's your area, that's your area. Represent. All right, I'm going to go make decisions with the wife for about tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. Sorry this show was what it was. There you go, little girl. I can raise this back up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to I will say this. If these tariffs do work, which I believe they will, because you can, if you saw today, here's how I turned it positive for me today. And this is God's honest truth. Those people know they're done. Eric knows he's done in the current situation. Federal funding is a bitch, especially when you're the game wardens. Trump controls that money. What's up, Jeff? I heard there was 10-foot viz. Floyd needs us this weekend. If you'd like to go out Saturday, I'm thinking about going diving Saturday. I got to get my boater's license. I think that's 3 hours on the computer. I don't know what it's like to get a boater's license. I've been using my boat, but other people have had to drive it because they've looked to give me fines. They do. And I shouldn't be out there without my boater's license. I've done it for like 3 years illegally or whenever they started this boat. I thought I was grandfathered in. I'm definitely not going to get my captain's license, so don't get all crazy, everybody. Because I don't want that responsibility. I want to be able to dive. On a day like today, I really need to go soak myself underwater. Towns have been depleted on the northern coast because of this abalone. And it's a farce. I don't care. I got friends that said, no, we need to wait. Oh, Jeff's over here. Thank you. Now I can see. Thank you. Yo, yo. Hey, hashtag great parenting scene. Ken jump his bike with a little spike helmet. I love it. Brought joy to me. I know you know about Floyd and our buddy that died from a heart attack. So Saturday, if you have time, I'll text you. Let's take Floyd out. Let's give Floyd a little therapy underwater, if you know what I'm saying. Saturday's supposed to have 2 to 3 foot swells here. Sunday back to 7 to 8. So if you're going to shore dive, definitely go Saturday. I'll work on getting my boater's license. Maybe tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll just watch Dexter with my wife. I don't know. I will let you know, Jeff. I will. We got Ricky's dogs. We're dog sitting. Now we're a family of 7. He's off to Costa Rica. Yeah. I think I need to get back into diving. I mean, I am into diving. The conditions have not been good. That's another problem, right? That's why I was so excited about this hoop netting, right? Because even when the conditions are bad, you just hoop net. All right. Option A. Next year, I'm going to be off the hook down there in Southern California. But financially, I got to build up my social media. And I've just been kind of on cruise control. I mean, yeah, I create great things. I mean, my God, beautiful. But that's not what brings people in. The 10 seconds of grabbing that brings people in. The 10 seconds of me shooting a halibut in the head with a spear gun brings people in. I'm coming back down to San Diego in 2 weekends. Hopefully my gun will be done. My buddy that's building the gun, it's his 40th birthday, Captain Ian. On the way down there, I'll drop off these 3 lobsters. My truck, all the brakes, whatever I did to it, I don't know how to fix brakes. It should have been a simple brake pad. Then I needed rotors. Now I need whatever that holds the brake fluid in there. Just burst while I was on the freeway. And to see our beautiful state of California. Thank you, Martin. I definitely will. Cheers. See our beautiful state of California. And before, I never even thought about, okay, they took abalone away. Maybe there's a real problem. And then I'd go up there and dive. Because we still go up there, and we still hang out. And we just can't take abalone. It's all about their wallet, Justin. All. It's not just about their wallet, Justin. They're mad that their agenda has been exposed. That is the problem. They're doubling down. That is why tomorrow's decision about this sand bass, or whatever it is, be prepared, guys. They want to show that they're here for us, even though the EPA's down. Even though they pissed off everybody. You think they're going to go out quietly? Master cylinder. Yeah. E-brake. Yeah. I had to go back. Hey, Martin, I got a $91,000 truck. I had to pump the brakes to get them to work. And they weren't working. They were all the way down. Now I'm pumping them. My computer in my truck saying, you can't pump them. I know what they'll do. No, you don't, you dummy. Yeah, I didn't see CCNA there today. But I don't know CCNA people, so what am I supposed to say to that? Here's what I know. I know that room was pretty fucking empty. I mean, I sat next to a guy that was into falconry. He thought my necklace was cool. He seemed like a nice young man, loved to talk the whole time. That's why I didn't move into the position that Matt said I should. I saw, I'm like, I should sit right there. I did. Hey, when I told Melissa about Black History Month, I turned around and there was a black man right there and he winked at me and said thank you. That was kind of cool. Any halibut today, Justin? That's my question. Did you get any? I'm sorry I didn't get to watch on the drive home. I was doing business. Any halibut? Ah, thank you, Dave. Okay, that's a great comment. Cheers, brother. I did my best. Here's the problem, Dave, is my ADHD, when I have a thought in my mind, and then they show a beaver thing, I was ready to just talk to Melissa, and then they show this boring guy, Chuck, and he starts talking about beavers and salmon. And I really wanted to go after, honestly, I wanted to go after Eric sitting next to him about the abalone. So my brain does not, that's where my brain goes wrong. If I'm direct with somebody and I know what I'm going to talk about, and I know everybody says write it down, I'm not a person that can read or write, I'll be honest. I just didn't learn that in school. I didn't go to school. I went to a school of hard knocks and having fun and learning the streets. Learning to read people. I read people left and right today. They're fake up there. They're fake. They want to be your friends. They look at you with these puppy dog eyes, and then they stab you in the back. And they keep going on with their agenda, and they're turning their agenda up like nobody's business. This is a Hail Mary for them. Even though the EPA's down, bowline. So that's what took me off my game today, because they started talking about beavers. And in my brain, I was watching that video. And they're masterful. Listen, I make videos for a living. And I'm guaranteeing you they probably paid over $100,000 for whoever to make that video for them. Now, they're not going to have that money in the future, but when that video got made about beavers, nuisance. And then when they started talking about the beaver, my brain started racing, like, okay, why don't I bring up that if we put a whole bunch of beavers where all the water is flowing out, the 90% of water from fresh water that we lose from snowmelt, to save some smelt. That's what my brain was. I'm like, I got this guy. I can tear this guy apart. Then I forget about Melissa. I'm like, fuck, I got 3 minutes. I got to talk to Melissa about this Black History Month and the Indian thing and and the Japanese thing. And that's the problem with my ADHD. Is it's a bitch, because I'm good at it when I can strike, but they don't let you talk until they're done. So I'm like a dog, like a Labrador. This person threw a ball, I'm focused on that person. Boom. Thank you. Then this person starts talking, and I forget about this person, but I know in my brain I gotta talk to this person. I got 3 minutes. So I go, what if I give her a minute? I give Eric a minute of my life, and then I give this guy a minute, and I just talk, and I let it flow out so great, and it didn't happen. Yeah. We got tomorrow. We do have tomorrow. Thank you, Darren. Like I said, I mean, I don't even know how tomorrow's going to go, because these guys are serious about doubling down. They're serious about proving their global warming. They all have each other's backs, because here's the thing. And this is what I learned today. They're done. They're done. Their glimmer of hope is if Gavin Newsom somehow finagles his way to that White House next time. And that is why Gavin Newsom has done a 360 on the gays, done 360 on the teachers, done 360s on your children getting sex changes when they're 5. But he's still governor of this beautiful state of ours, and he hasn't changed one thing. Remember that. You guys got to remember, he's good at gab. He's got the #1 talk show right now, second, okay? He's got big money behind him. Because Dave is right, social media is a bitch. They were complaining about social media? God damn, did you see their thing about beavers? They put that out, they put some group behind it that's not them. Everybody wants to feel good about a goddamn dumb beaver. You know what a beaver's good for? Save a tree, eat a beaver. Remember that? I used to have that t-shirt in high school. I say keep shaving the beaver. Listen, that's your generation, man. Back in the day, man. I mean, I'm from the '80s, man. We would chicks did. I mean, they pulled up. They had their thongs on, and the fucking muff was just huge. God, those are good days too. But then you get one that's fully shaven. It's kind of fun. You're not picking out pubic hair out of your teeth. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's to each their own. Like I said, I didn't even finish my coffee today. That's pretty good. Hey, Brett. Thank you for your effort today. It does take a toll on me, Darren. Honestly, when I'm hanging out with like-minded people, like your saltwater guide people, it must be like them hanging out with all their board members, right? Because we know we're right. I believe in their brain. Honestly, I believe in their brain that they feel they have to save California from people like us. Hello, Jeanette. It's good to see you. Man, I love when I see people and they comment. Thank you, Jeanette. I looked in the eye. Today I looked in the eye of what is wrong with our country, what was wrong with our country, before 85% of us say no more. Compliments the brewery. And I see people that just act delusional. And here's the thing that I learned when I went to therapy. When I was a younger man. The therapist told me, because I was always like, why would my ex-wife not want me to be a great father to my children? It doesn't make sense. No woman would want that, right? You'd want them. It doesn't matter if the dude didn't want to be with you. You'd want the dad of your children to hang in there and be there for your kids. Why would you put obstacle after obstacle on it? So I went to therapy. Plus it got kids back in my life a little bit quicker. And this therapist told me, a wonderful lady, she said, if you try to figure out crazy, you're going to go crazy. Ever since then, I've had that attitude. If I can't figure it out, leave it alone. This is something we can't leave alone. This is our country. Those people are terrorists to our country. Each and every one of them up on the board, putting their bullshit agenda. They wanted us to have all engines out of our boats by 2030. And then by 2036, you would have to replace them with these other engines. And these engines haven't even been invented yet. Remember that about Gavin Newsom and his crew. This is his hand-picked crew. That's the goddamn truth. That's not fake news. And me watching it live, it's different when you're watching it from your video. Because then you can just sit there and complain and talk to your friends like, look at this dickhead. Now you're looking at him. You're like, fuck. I saw 9 wardens there. One of them had a dog. The lady that had a dog, I had not a relationship, but I knew her from my area type thing. I'm like, hey, I haven't seen you in a year. Remember me? She goes, yeah, you're the guy that brings in all the halibut. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Remember? Oh, thank you. What are you doing now? Start talking to her. But just knowing, I could have made it up there and grabbed one of them and snapped their neck. Now, I know you're not allowed to have those thoughts anymore, but fuck, that would have felt good. But the new mature Brent, that for some reason I'm going going into politics. Like, this is not my thing. And for people to be able to not be able to call in is BS. For them to do what they're doing is BS. In a perfect world, I would believe that Trump's people are watching these people. They have to. You have to know your enemy. So Trump, if you're out there watching, I know I'm little and you're dealing with everything else. Lisa's already explained to me what you're doing. We have these people on the road. This is a Hail Mary thing for them. They acted so bizarre today, they're getting more and more bizarre in their way of thinking. They're reintroducing wolves. They're reintroducing grizzly bears. These things will kill human beings, children. They're not talking about Moss Landing. They're not talking about urban runoff. They're not talking about what Jason said. All that sewage and bodies flowing into the ocean down there in Tijuana. Trump can fix that just like this. Just like he fixed the border, just like that. The sand bass that Dave is, they take surveys. They probably dove in the shit fucking pile for their survey. No. You're absolutely right. They probably went 1,000 feet to get around all that shit before it gets diluted. And then my brain starts, I'm sitting there in my fucking chair and my brain starts thinking about all this. And I'm like high-fiving and virtually Jason in my head, man, JC. I'm like, fuck yeah, thank you for getting that point out. And then Dave joined our group text today, and he's all, what about urban runoff, and what about the sea lions? I'm like, fuck, I got him. Let me go up there. I'll tell you what, you can have your phone going, you can film everything. If we put together a network of the Bill Varneys and the people that are there, we send somebody up there, somebody more polished than me. I'll go, I'll be the bad cop, I'll get them all riled up. You can't rile these people. That's a fucking weird part. Because when you're talking, they're not allowed to talk to you, number one. But number two, they're drones. They just put their heads down. And if you're talking to them personally, they'll look up, but then they'll sink down. Like somebody with low self-esteem. And I've spent my life being able to bully people. It's worked for me my whole life. I don't want to bully anybody. And then they give a speech about people being scared because people like me are there. That's what they were talking about. Make no doubt about it. I saw you in person. Hang on. Yes, Jeanette. I did see today what was wrong with people. And just when I have faith in our system, because I know we're on the right track, I do. But I know money, I don't care what side you are in politics, the politicians work around the money. The Fed should be here checking on the water in Moss Landing. The Fed should be here checking on the water in Long Beach and LA from the urban runoff. My question to Trump is, why is that not happening? Why don't we get real results? At least tell us. And that's what this whole politics of me being involved, my brain does. Now I know Trump has the perfect hand, tariffs. Fish markets will open up again. It'll be cheaper to get fish from Americans by Americans. But then you have the game wardens that say, no, 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 you can't do that. Because of global warming. What happened to the EPA? Oh, we don't talk about that right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google EPA in California. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. All their bullshit that they were shoving down our necks has no liquidity. I don't know what that word, I tried using a big word. I was with some smart people today. Liquidity? Whatever. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't hold water. And Bill Varney's right. People were late all day long, just walking in willy-nilly. This is your goddamn job. Show up for your fucking job, ladies and gentlemen. Melissa, I wanted to attack you right when you got there. She wasn't there for a half an hour. Had some poser saying he was filling in for her because she got stuck in traffic. I came from Santa Cruz, Monterey area. I made it on time. And then she gets there and goes on about the Japanese. Jesus Christ, you know how many of those people killed our forefathers? Now, I heard everybody saying we were wrong to do what we did to them. Okay. I have a different point of view. After 9/11, I didn't trust anybody that was that color. I had a family to protect. I had 2 young kids. Now we have people celebrating Hamas in our country. And we got this board over here saying, oh, we should be nice to them. They don't feel safe around people like you. Good. Feel unsafe. Because in my brain, I wanted to run out there and snap your neck. One of you. The men, not the women. I wouldn't touch a woman. And they would fall quick. My God, there's nine dudes that could take me down. I could have gotten to one of them before they got there if I was at the pulpit. That was in my brain. That's why I'm not the right guy to be up there. I'll be honest. But if we set this up where I have, instead of my brain thoughts, I have Bill Varney's brain thoughts, and I can read my phone up there at the podium. So if I can get somebody to keep my dingback brain on focus on what I need to be focused on, and then when they make a video about fucking beavers and how great beavers are and how great wolves are and how great all these animals that want to kill us are. And a beaver doesn't want to kill you, it just wants to destroy towns, destroy waterways. So if we keep my brain focused, I think I'd be pretty good at this. I got the gift of gab. I'm 54. I want to go down and jump in the water and kill things. I don't have that much time on this earth to do this. I got to break 900 pounds of halibut this year, and I haven't even gotten one yet. I'm going for 1,600 pounds this year of halibut. You can use my brain parts. All right. Matt, I love your text. I don't think they would help me up on that stand, because you would say, hey, you should take my little what is a fanny pack over your shoulder. Yeah, just yeah. Listen, I even asked the lady with the dog, I'm like, hey, is that a drug dog? And she goes, oh no, it's a dog for guns. I'm like, a dog for guns? That's smart. I said, hey, if I shot a gun in the last 2 days, can it smell the residue on my hand? And she looked at me. Let me grab a beer. I'm not done talking. God damn. Now I'm having fun again. Alright, you guys snapped me out of it. Thank you, Jeanette. I think Jeanette snapped me out of it, to be honest with you. Oh, golly, Dolly, did you take a piss? You got up and pissed right there. You're potty trained. You got a pill pad right over there. Take you back to Justin's. Drop you off with pancakes. I just want to thank honestly, Justin, the drive up there was a piece of cake because I was watching your show. I'm like, oh yeah, Justin's Wednesday. He's over in Catalina. And I love looking at Catalina. I'm going over there to get my leopard shark. That's going to be a fun trip. The good news is I didn't get tased today. I didn't go to jail. I was even talking to my wife outside. I stepped outside the building to talk to my wife, and I told her I had my little earpiece in. Here comes a homeless guy. Like herpy lips and everything. It's just disgusting. I'm like, fuck, I don't have my gloves on. If he wants to fight, this is going to get gross. It's got like a sheet around him. You can smell him from a mile away. To be honest with you, I think that's what the people were saying. That they feel unsafe going down there. Not in the building. Jesus, you got 9 specially trained. You got to understand. I got buddies in the LA Fire Department. The chiefs and the high up people aren't even allowed to drive their own vehicles. They have bodyguards that know how to drive. I believe they have the same thing for the wardens. I don't think that guy with 4 stars on him. And for some reason, listen, I don't mind this. I don't. But I don't think it was a proper time to talk about some marathon that the wardens are in. Honestly. So when I hear stories like that, it throws me off. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, fuck, I drove all the way up here. I don't want to hear about the Japanese. I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear about internment camps. I'm sorry it happened. It happened. Nothing we can do about it. Except for keep on moving on and learning from it. Okay, a satchel. I'm sorry. Indiana Jones carried one. All right. Hey, I want one, but I want a Gucci one. I'll be honest. I'll be mad. I want a Gucci one. I saw it. My buddy has one. He's an HA in Canada, and I follow him, and he has a Gucci. He rides his Harley with his cut on, with a Gucci fanny. I'm sorry, satchel. What do we call it? Satchel, not satchel. Satchel. That's where I got the idea, and then I saw you with Dave out there at the PCS show, walking around. Good times. So today was a good day. I mean, I drove back and I was heavy in my thoughts, and I didn't express myself the way I wanted to. And I'm a guy that, I'll be honest, I'm a guy that I know we can make a change. We've already made a change. I know our side's right. I do. I'm a kid that grew up with, we were going to be nuked. Remember, you had to get we had drills where we got under our desk with Russia because we were all going to get nuked. And for some reason, getting under our desk would make it A-okay from a nuclear explosion. The world was going to be frozen by 2036. Ice. Remember the Ice Age? Then when I was an adult, they started talking about this global warming. And if the global warming was happening, why would Obama just buy a $9 billion house right on the beach if the beach is going to rise by 2030 by 1.5 feet or whatever it's going to be? And if that's the case, why is the EPA not thriving? Do you smell bullshit? You don't have to look under your feet. Just look around for your newest politician right here in California. He's got the stank of Gavin Newsom on him. Anybody that was put in power by Gavin Newsom is just as crooked as Gavin Newsom. And everybody agrees that Gavin Newsom's the worst person out there for California. Even the dingbat Democrats like my wife. No, not my wife, sorry, my mom. Love you, Mom. No disrespect. So I'm going to go diving on Saturday. If Jeff's still here, Floyd's in town. He just had his best dive buddy pass away from a massive heart attack. He got to live to 74, but it's still too young. Listen, nobody. Here's a cool thing. It's not cool. Here's the thing. Nobody gets to live forever. Nobody. I don't care how much money you have. Compliments the brewery. Some of us have a great life. Clint Eastwood. A lot of pussy. He's probably still banging some broads. John Stanley. God, you guys are over there. Okay, hang on. Hey, Brent, I just wanted to know. I was just now able to see. Oh! I would give myself a C plus, John. And here's why. And John gets pussy. You're right, he did. He had a little Chinese boy in one of his things, though. I would give myself a C plus. Because here's the thing. I got distracted by the beaver. I got distracted by that guy that had no personality, that needed coffee to wake up. If you were watching it, if you were this close to him like I am, it was even twice as bad. I wanted to get up. I was making sounds and everybody was looking at me. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? That's what I was doing. The guy that was sitting next to me he was a falconry fanatic, or I don't know what falconry, I know it's birds. I was able to relate to him because I showed him a video real quick of me saving a red-tailed hawk out at the islands, out at Anacapa. We had to hide behind Anacapa. We're supposed to be at SBI. We're supposed to be at Cortez Banks for a lobster opener, I think 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I don't know, it all blends in. And we had to hide from on the front side of Anacapa. I'm like, I paid $2,000 to be on the front side of Anacapa. I can bring my own boat down here. It's 12 and a half miles across from Ventura. I found that 13-pound lobster. Anacapa, the land of the shorts, they say. I got to dig that video up for Dave. That was a great one because I see it. I see my buddies. They were working together. I'm a solo diver. I see it back into its hole. Motherfuck, what am I going to do? I got my long hose. All right. I race over. I go, hey, you can't really talk underwater. Do that. Yeah, I knew something. I forgot to do that too. Throw the hand signs up. What's up, quack, quack? We don't get distracted by beavers. You're right. Hey, we all do, our generation. I don't know about the new generation where they're teaching kids that they have to suck a wiener to see if they're gay. I mean, that's just what it is. Or was. Thank God Trump put an end to that. Kids should be able to be kids until they don't have to be kids anymore. That's all I'm saying. You find yourself to want to suck a dick after you've grown up, then go do it. Enjoy it. I'm not into it. I'm not against you. Unless you sit there and do it in front of me or with any of you kids that I know, I'm done. You're done. I'm not done. You're done. I'll go sit the rest of my time out in a nice cell, and I got memories in my brains of meeting Matt, PCS show. See, I'm distracted. I was on a thought process. Let me go back to this. Beavers, yeah. Thatchel, okay. I mean, anyway, I gave myself a C plus today. Did I do what I said I was going to do? Yes, could have been more articulated. God, a good word. I can't spell it, but I said it. And I can't re-say it, so I'll just say it that one time. And then when I'm driving back and I'm listening to Dave and Bill Varney, and I hear Bill Varney just venting and going off and making some fucking solid points. I'm like, I would have loved to say that for 3 minutes, what Bill Varney said at the beginning of Dave's show. And I'm like, motherfucker, why don't I have Bill Varney live in my ear? You know what I'm saying? I could bring my phone up. He could be texting me. I could be looking at fucking dickhead over there that needs an enema of coffee, talking about beavers and dams and grizzlies and wolves, and think it's a great idea to reintroduce all this shit to really take out everything. Take it away from the hunters, take it away from the fishers, make it dependent on the government. That's where we were going, and it got stopped. Hallelujah. I just had it. I'll tell you, one of my favorite shows, I think it was on Discovery. She must be hot. She just went and laid on the cement. It was on Discovery, and it's about mountain men. And one guy is an old dude. I believe he lives in Colorado or somewhere. And he's like 90 years old, and him and his brother were still alive, and they would go hunt beavers for the pelts. And that's where I got the idea from skinning halibut and skins. When I got my rack out and I pin up those halibut skins, you're going to see them all summer long. You're right, but I can't follow notes. I can follow other smart people, but my notes are you should walk up and snap his neck. That's my note. Right? And then to write that out, the only person that can read it and explain it back to me is my wife. Nobody else can read my writing. I look like a kindergarten. I honestly, I didn't learn in school. I never have. They didn't have YouTube back then. If I had YouTube University back in my day, shit. I could do brain surgery, in my opinion. All this leather from the fish and the fish bones, jewelry and shit, it all comes from YouTube, from the Indians. People that live off the grid, they're still doing it. I didn't invent this stuff. Now, the Air Force One, Sea Force One shoes with the gaping assholes. Oh, by the way, the lady when you walk in that greets you, that tells you where to go. I don't know how much they were paying her. Nice lady. I really thought everybody, when I went up there, was going to have their chip on the shoulder if you didn't agree with them. They're not like that. They stab you in the back. I'm not saying she was that person. No. I'm bringing her earrings tomorrow. She says she'll wear them. Okay. So I'm bringing earrings for her. Super nice. She signed up. She goes, "Can I follow you?" She's asking about my shoes, and then I showed her the gaping assholes, and she started laughing. And then she called her husband. She was up in the meeting and came down, and I wasn't out on a smoke break. I was talking to my wife when the homeless walked up. I had that piece in my ear, and I'm talking to my wife, and I told her I loved her, and he looked at me and goes, "Oh yeah, man, you want to get it on," or some weird shit like that. I looked at him and said, "Listen, you just keep walking." Talking to my wife. Then he gets all fucking bowed up like just a complete homeless dickhead. I'm like, "Listen, I'm not the guy, and this is not your day." Then now I got the two wardens out front now are looking at me. I'm like, I don't know what to say. like I'm just trying to have a conversation with my wife. I told her I love her. Now I got this dickhead that's homeless that wants to create trouble. Go fuck yourself. I just had to listen to some dickheads that I want to rip their necks off, and now I got a person I can put my hands on. I love.
You're still doing your show?
Yeah, she got up and pissed right there. You want to take her in?
Yeah.
I'm almost done here. What time is it? Oh God, I'm way over. I'm gonna go to. I'll go to 7:30. Do a nice 2-hour show. This is therapy for me, guys. 7:30. Love, what are we eating today?
I have some chicken and broiled broccoli.
Okay.
Why?
No, it sounds good. I had that salad late.
Oh, are you not hungry?
Not really, but
Oh, you don't have to eat. I already started cooking then.
are you eating?
Yeah.
I'll eat with you. I'll get distracted by beavers. I like that one. Nice beaver. See, I got them on both. I got beavers on. I got John Stanley over there on Facebook that I barely could see, and I got fucking Matt over here. And that's all I could think about when the guy was talking about beavers. I started laughing to the falconry guy. I'm like, dude. Oh, let me get back to that story. So, I come up from a dive. I'm the last person because I have good breath underwater, especially when it's shallow. And I come up, and on the boat, my friend Jessica has swam out and saved a red-tailed hawk from drowning. I'm like, are we even allowed to touch those things? And she goes, I don't know, but we're saving it. I said, okay. Since I had my wetsuit on, I took my tank off. They handed the bird off to me because I had to swim it up to shore. It's a great video. I have it all on video. And then I'm watching the tide go in and out. You gotta. I mean, it was probably I'm gonna say 6 to 8 foot surge. So you time it. I want the bird to be up where the surge isn't gonna get it. So I float in there with it, holding on to it. I just didn't want to be my face ripped off with its beak or legs. It let me do anything I wanted to it, so I held on to its legs, kept it up out of the water, rushed in with the surf, threw it as soon as we were at the peak of the surf, I threw it up onto the rocks, and it just started hopping higher and higher. It knew exactly what to do. Meanwhile, the surge goes out. Now I'm tumbling over all the rocks, right? I got my GoPro helmet on, or maybe I didn't. I can't remember. I gotta watch the video. Great video. God. Dave, you want a great video. That's a great video. How that didn't go fucking platinum. And this red-tailed hawk jumped up. I went back to the dive boat. And we watched it. And it dried itself off in the sun, and then flew up to the top of the island and just sat there with its wings expanded, drying them out. It was fucking glorious. It was awesome. I got to experience that quack, quack, ting, quack, quack. And, that is, to me, when they say you don't know what's going to happen when you go out on the ocean fishing or not. That's not something that's scripted. Not something that is, it's not scripted. It's not something that you can write. And I'm not a falconry person. I was talking to the falconry guy. He goes, you really just grabbed that thing? I'm like, yeah. I think it was worn out from trying not to drown out there in the ocean. I mean, the beaks on those things are incredible. They're talons, I think that's what they're called. I've seen them come down here, grab my chicken, pin it down in one move, and take its beak and rip its spine out, all in 1 second. I'm holding this thing in my hand. I don't know if he was one of my chicken killers. Good times, good times. Anyway, today was a blessed day. It was an adventure for me.
Okay, what if they don't eat it?
I'm kind of getting excited about going tomorrow. I'm gonna go diving. I got Saturday to dive. I got Friday to work. If I do what I did today, I'm back home by. They say that sand bass thing is gonna be early. I don't know if that's true or not. Do your part and call in. The smart people.
Oh, okay, and like I said, if the liver
I will.
up there, because Robbie has it, and I'll be the, and one of the appliances probably. Alright, brother, safe travels.
Warden's had my back. Today? Yeah, listen, I'm nice to wardens. Listen, they have to enforce the laws that these dingbats up on the board put in front of them. I got buddies that get on my boat, and then when the wardens are checking us and we all get away and do everything right, they start asking them questions. I'm like, hey, you can't ask them that. They can't answer. They're laughing. They don't understand the same laws that they have to protect. It's the truth. They are one of us. The only way to get promoted in California is to follow the system. So people that are high up were real badasses when they were young. That's why the younger ones really go after you. They want to prove a point, so when they're in the upper echelons of their career, but then now they're caught up in the political bullshit. You got to play a political game no matter. It doesn't matter what business you're in. You got to play the game. Doesn't matter if you work for somebody, have your own business. There's always somebody out there that's going to control your life. Oh yeah. I am glad my truck brakes went out yesterday. Because if they didn't, I would have put my camper on. They might have went out on the way up there, of course. But there was no parking. There's a parking garage. 8-foot clearance. Or 8.6, whatever it is. It's not my camper. I had to pay $24 and I was only there for 3 hours. I thought that was kind of, if I was there for the full 8 hours, I mean, what is that, like $100 for parking? Like, that didn't make sense to me, but I'm not a big city person. Another, I filled up the car. It's my wife's car. It was an Explorer, so it's like $85. We're still in California. We don't have those cheaper prices, even though all the fuel comes here and then goes out to. But that's Gavin Newsom. All the special blends that you had to have, all the DEF that you got to put in the diesel. It's all gone, guys. Eric has no validity. Another big word, and that one makes sense. He has no validity in when he says global warming, fossil fuels. And when you can call somebody out on that, and I did call him out on that. But like I said, I wish I had the Bill Varney on my phone. Or even Dave from your saltwater guy. I'd prefer Elliot though, I'll be honest. But I think Elliot's too smart for me, so I need somebody to talk to me. They gotta dumb it down. They can't use big words. I can't decipher big words. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about when you use big words. I try to use them once in a while, like I just did validity. I think I did that one right. And this weekend I'm gonna take my buddy out. He called me and he's hurting. Fuck, his died buddy. Dropped off his granddaughter. And a half an hour later he expired with a massive heart attack. He's about to leave to Cancun with the wife. That's fucked up. been on my boat about 10 times, this man. Great guy. And for me, it's time to celebrate his life. He was 74 and he was still diving, or 72. I'm sorry if I'm messing up the age. He was in his 70s and he was still diving. The higher power did not let that heart attack happen while he was with his granddaughter. That would have been brutal. His wife had to watch it. Damn, that's tough. Especially if you really love each other. You just don't know when life's over, everybody. So all this non-living doesn't make sense to me. It's important. It's important to call in tomorrow. It's important to stand up for who you are as Americans and as Californians. And none of us left. That's the craziest thing.
Okay, let me put the pool
The
down.
people that I met through Dave's, your saltwater guide, our Californians stayed here and they don't believe in this bullshit and they can see right through the bullshit that's happening. Compliments the brewery, compliments to you guys. So when Dave talks about his family, his army, some of us are misfits. I would be considered a misfit back in the day. I'm not a misfit. I found my calling. My calling is not to go for the government. My calling is social media. I really have to refine myself. I really have to. The cussing, I hear what Dave and everybody has said to me. But here's the problem with it. I've been in jail, in Facebook jail. My accounts are so monitored because I always put two middle fingers up in the air to the establishment. I could be reborn and just start over and just build it up real quick because my numbers are there. I put out a video about the abalone yesterday and it's over 7,000. You say that's not that much. 7,000 people watched it with the QR code. I don't know if they watched today. I affected 7,000 people. And where I promoted it are people that don't want any self-promotions in their groups. I've won those people over. Just by being a nice person. A good person. Oh yeah, Matt, when I saw this homeless, God, I don't know what he had on his lips. They were all just pussy and just open sores. I'm like, fuck, if I gotta put hands on him and I don't have I normally have my gloves on. And I'm like, even if I headbutt him, right, because that's my move. The problem is if you make them leak, they leak on you. Now when you watch MMA and all that kind of boxing, those guys are all tested. Homeless, they're not tested. You know what they have. Wardens today were having fun. I entertained them. Some of them were real serious and standoffish. The other ones, I got the gift of gab. I've done everything with them. What does that mean? Is they've been told to go after me, and then they find out the kind of guy I am. I'm not the guy out there just raping the ocean and trying to get away with things. I have a GoPro right on my helmet. Everything's been filmed for 25 years. People have said, oh, you go into traps and get those, because I dive right next to traps, because that's where the boats park. The boats park there because traps are put there because that's where the lobsters are.
Dinner's about to be ready if you want to eat.
I'm through 4 minutes over, so I'm done. Everybody, have a beautiful night. What happens tomorrow happens tomorrow. We're going to deal with it. We got a great group of people. For me, judging the situation, these people are absolutely fucking insane that want to put their agenda out there. And they think they're swinging for the fences. They are. They know they're fucked. They have no, I told them, you're federally funded. You're fucked. Tariffs on fish. You're fucked. To the rest of the Americans, thank you. Have a good night. Thank you for watching.